Cancer, hello. Thank you for tuning in. We have Aries full moon coming up on October 13th, and it's meant to be quite a challenging time. Lots of relationship testing energy, ego clashes possible. We are going to do a reading around 3 questions. Where is Cancer holding on too tight? Where is Cancer's ego overinvested? How can Cancer improve relationships? What is in their power? And I'm just letting these fly because we're going to use 9 cards, and I want to make sure we get them all as soon as we can. This is the Bad Girl Tarot from Katie Skelly. I'll put a link in the notes for you so that you can visit her site and buy yourself a copy if you're so inclined. We'll take 1 card from the fortune cookies for our final question. That one goes down here. And yeah, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer positions is a general reading. So if it doesn't resonate for you, don't try to force that fit, okay? It just might not be your reading this week. All right, so we have 10 cards. We've got another one that came out. I'll just pop that over there. Let's take a look. Our first question: where's Cancer holding too tight? We have the Page of Cups. And this energy that we're going to be dealing with from the 13th for the couple of weeks following it, I do want to say that I'm not an astrologer, but from what I understand, there's a very favorable placement of Jupiter, which would indicate that if we can roll with the changes, this energy is going to bring in some big changes. And if we can roll with that instead of fighting the change, there could be some really wonderful personal growth and other goodies waiting for us on the other side of this. So our Page of Cups is talking about being a little sensitive, maybe. It could also be speaking to the birth of something new. So let's see what else we have here. The 4 of Swords in reverse. When it's upright, it tends to speak to resting and recuperating. But here, where it is reversed, it's telling me that you're a little burnt out. You're feeling maybe a little restless as well. So perhaps you're sensitive right now and you're feeling a little bit of stress. The 6 of Wands comes in next, and that has a note of victory about it. See how nice the art is on these cards? It's really great. So the 6 of Wands is some public acclaim, public reward for your efforts in the past. But you're not really appreciating it all that much right now because you're a little burnt out and you're kind of sensitive. You worked really hard for whatever this is, and it's left you a little emotionally raw, I think, is what I'm seeing, Cancer. So where are you holding too tight? You may have put too much effort into this. I mean, it's good that you are getting public acclaim, but as you may already know, sometimes when you're good at your job, they just give you more to do. And you may have taken on more than you actually are capable of handling right now, trying to please others. And you're feeling really vulnerable right now. You're happy that everybody's praising you, but you're also a little hesitant because you're just worried that that praise is going to be followed with more work, and you already feel like you're doing as much as you can. So where you're holding too tightly, I think the sense I'm getting from Spirit is that, Cancer, you're holding on to this image of you as the helpful one too tightly. You're doing that to the extent that it is physically draining you. It's hurting your health, and you need to be able to set that boundary. You have value even if you don't always say yes, and that's the important message here for you, I think. Especially as we're moving into this full moon energy where egos are going to be clashing. It's that very Aries, fiery, impulsive, headstrong energy. Me. You know, it's all about me. What can you do for me? And you are just going to be bombarded with more and more requests to make other people look good. and you can't do it. You can't say yes to everyone. So I think that's where you're holding on too tightly to your image as the helpful one. So think about that. See if that feels like it's resonating for you. Our second question: where is Cancer's ego overinvested? Where do you need to start reallocation of that portfolio? We've got the 5 of Swords here. She's exhausted. This card is all about exhaustion, though this one she doesn't look all that tired. She's fought all these battles, and she's done well. She's had victories. She's ambitious, you know, she wants to win, but she's been fighting a long time. She's taken on a lot, and although she'd like to always say yes, just like in this first row, you need to be able to back off sometimes. You need to be able to set your limits and swallow your pride and let yourself say out loud, I cannot do it all. Okay? The 7 of Pentacles is someone who is looking at what they've earned so far, what they've built, happy with their results, continuing to just very diligently pad that nest, and that is, you know, very likely a work situation here. It's followed up by the 8 of Pentacles, where you really have honed your craft. You're starting to see some real rewards for your skills. You have perfected your skills. You're in an apprenticeship, but you're consistently producing excellent work. So where is your ego overinvested? Well, you take a great pride in your work, for sure. But maybe you are so, again, like the person who always says yes, you're so focused on achieving more and more and more that you're running yourself into the ground. And there's nothing wrong with ambition. I will be the last person to tell you that there's anything wrong with you feeling ambitious, Cancer, but you need to take care of yourself. And if you invest your ego too heavily in your professional growth, in your professional pursuits, as to the extent that there's nothing left of you to make you more balanced, things outside of your profession, hobbies, interests, relationships, then you will suffer. So I think what I see here is a caution from Spirit saying you're getting this praise, and all you can feel right now is worry that someone's going to pile more work on you because you're already working so hard. Take that as a cautionary note that maybe you put too much ego into your work at this point during this time. It is an opportunity for change and to embrace change, and it's a great time for you to try to find a way to diplomatically set your boundaries. Although, you know, you may need an extra layer of tact or diplomacy in your conversations because people are going to be sensitive right now. Third question for you, Cancer: how can Cancer improve relationships at this time? What's in your power? Because not everything's in our power, right? But our perceptions, the way we communicate, the choices we make, we have some control over these things. Queen of Wands is coming out first. Let me see if I can focus. There we go. Pretty cool art. And that queen is about courage and determination. She carries a note of joy as well. There's a creative element here. The 5 of Pentacles, I'll show it to you in the upright. It can be a sense of poverty or loss or being out in the cold. And in the reverse, we have more of a sense of recovery. So I think through courage, there is recovery here for you so that you're not so burnt out. And the King of Pentacles is coming up. This is a leader for sure. This is someone who has abundance and prosperity, is very secure, material self-confidence, right? This is what you're working toward in all of this effort in your career. You want to be this boss energy, this absolutely financially secure, and there's nothing saying you can't be, Cancer, but it looks like there is some recovering for you in regard to balance in regard to making space for your creative side, making space for that joy to come into your life. This card kind of jumped out as well. It's the Two of Pentacles. It's really about balancing everything in your life, and that seems to be a big theme for you right now. Finding a way to balance your professional ambitions with taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, mentally. And I think that's a good message for all of us anytime, but certainly now when we have this energy of change that we can call upon to help us with these things. Excuse me. I'm just going to take one fortune cookie card here for Cancer. One fortune cookie card for Cancer. Perseverance is your card. You may feel like you are getting nowhere, but there are wonderful changes ahead. Don't give up. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, happy with your success, but a little worried about things, that seems like a really uplifting message for you. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I really do appreciate the opportunity. I'm honored by that. Thank you to those of you that have subscribed. Always appreciated the support there is fantastic. If you think that this may be relevant for a Cancer Sun, Moon, or Rising placement that you know, please feel free to share the video. If this resonates for you, I'd love to have some feedback so that I can see that these messages are getting where they need to go. And I hope you have a great full moon. I will see you in the weeklies. Blessings, Cancer.